gonna do my makeup whilst talking about makeup. I know, so original. So hopefully I don't forget how to do this because it's been a while. The last episode I uploaded was 10 days ago and I've been aiming in my head to do one a week. But to be honest, I kind of went through a bit of a run where I was doing quite a bit, so you don't need to be grateful. What do I do when I do my makeup? Okay, I don't wear makeup very often. Like, I don't really like the feeling of makeup on my face. So I generally try to be quite natural, like as natural as possible, basically. At the moment, I'm using this Laneige cleanser. So it's the gentle gel cleanser. I really like this because I try not to go for creamy cleansers. And if I do use a creamy cleanser, I try not to use it all the time because I don't know why, I just feel like it just builds up on my skin and I don't love it, okay? I've also been swapping out a lot of my products for alcohol-free products and like very natural products. So I've been trying to kind of use more natural remedies rather than using things that just have so many ingredients in it and I've just got no idea what any of these ingredients are, and I'm just kind of scared because I love my skin. I love my the skin on my face. I'm really grateful that I've never been prone to like acne. I've never really had any big allergies in terms of products. I've never really, honestly, the only thing that I've had to deal with in terms of my skin is like teenage like puberty spots. Like that's literally it. And then one summer I didn't put enough SPF on. My whole, my whole forehead was like low-key burnt. Yeah. I'm just gonna put a bit of lip balm on. I'm not gonna put my normal one on because I wanna, ew, this is really like, it's got loads of lipstick in it. That's actually kind of gross. Sorry guys. I wanna do my lip routine like properly. So I'm just gonna put this one that I sometimes use as a prep because it's like a tingly one. So it's supposed to, I guess, give you a plump. Not that I need it. Yeah, so anyways, also I found this tin today in my bathroom and I just thought, how cute is this to leave all my lip stuff in it? Yeah, okay, so I've washed my face with this. I also washed my face today with, I wanted to show you, this. This looks really rank. So this is not as disgusting as it looks. This is rice water, to cut a long story short. It's Korean rice water with Korean rice at the bottom. No, I actually cooked this. I kind of cooked, no, did I heat it? I don't think I did. No, I just used some raw rice and put it in water and stirred it. And also some kimchie, which is why it's kind of like creamy coloured. And I don't know, like I feel like with skincare and makeup, I'm quite intuitive with what I put on my skin and I try to just put on what I feel like it needs. And I know that sounds kind of like, woo, whatever, and kind of pretentious, but I don't know. I just really felt one day, I was like, I feel like my skin is craving like rice milk in a way. And there's so many benefits with kimchi. Like I just love the fact that I've grown up eating kimchi. I really do feel like that's a big part of my routine in terms of feeling like healthy, like gut health, and then also just skin now, I guess. Low-key it smells. Like low-key, high-key it smells, but that's not my business. Honestly, I'm sorry to say, it's just not my business, okay? I'm using it and it's going well. So my skin at the moment, I've used the Laneige, I've washed that off, and then this I've technically not really washed off. So I've kind of gone like that. And so because it's quite watery, it has probably dripped down. So it's probably not like stiff on my face right now. But yeah, so that's essentially what's going on. So now I'm gonna do like a mini makeup routine. Yeah, don't be sad if you don't see that many products going onto my face. Like a lot of it's just gonna be skincare. So I'm gonna use my GUASHA, which my mum was the one that told me that I should start using it. I was like, girl, they're just trying to like scam you. And then I did my research and I was like, yeah, do you know what, actually? Mom is always right when it comes to makeup and skincare. I'm really lucky as well because she trained in like the beauty industry. So she does actually know quite a lot of tips and stuff like that. And whenever she does her makeup, it always just looks so like natural and glowy, you know? Like, you know how there's this thing now where like wet skin is kind of like a trend. Like people really like the like wet skin instead of like dry skin. I saw that was like a thing for Euphoria, and I feel like my mom's kind of got that down. So I'm using this Lineage again, water syrup basically. It's quite thin, so it's like, as you can see, it's literally just water. Essentially. So I don't rub it in completely because I use this as like a way to do this with my face without like killing my skin and making my skin feel like, oh, what are you doing? Like pulling too hard. So I basically just go along, see, like it's all dry there and I can't. I do this along my jawline. I do genuinely feel like this has made a difference. I mean, again, I'm quite lucky that I've inherited all the best parts of my Korean genes. So my mum is South Korean, so I'm half Korean, and yeah, I definitely am lucky to have like quite naturally high cheekbones, quite naturally clear skin. You know, I've never really had issues with my skin, as I've said. So yeah, and so a lot of the stuff that I do is quite like natural anyway. What? That doesn't make any sense. Also, I have a feeling that I'm going to get really distracted during this video because I'm supposed to be doing this as well as talking, and then I might not actually talk about what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I'm really lucky. So for me, like I said, I really don't use a ton of products. I never had any work done, like fillers or Botox, which honestly sounds like, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of mad that we have to clarify that. I have a lot of people that I know and like just online as well that are around my age or even younger who, you know, got work done. And do you know what? Fair enough. I think it's everyone's choice, right? But I've always been someone that really advocates for natural beauty because I think, you know, I definitely, my face didn't always look like this. And I know that sounds silly. It's like, well, it was your face. Like, your face can't change that much, but your face really can change so much. Like, if you're, you know, exercising, dieting, not dieting, but watching what you eat, being kind to yourself, getting enough sleep, using the right products, that makes a huge difference. And so I feel glad that, like, apart from secondary school, I never, like, I grew out of that stage of feeling like I needed to have makeup on all the time or feeling like I was missing something, you know, even if I had spots and even if I, you know, like at the moment, I'm trying to naturally grow my eyebrow hair. So I've been using this onion water because I saw some gorgeous lady with beautiful eyebrows on YouTube and she was saying that this is what she did to grow hers. So yeah, by the way, this is quite traumatic. So yeah, not for the week. Anyway, so yeah, I've always been kind of before I remember going through a stage where I was kind of insecure about my eyebrows, so I didn't really have a lot, again, because of like the Korean genes. And, you know, I felt like I didn't know my eyebrow shape and all of this, and I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, you just give it time, like give yourself time to grow into your features and to grow into your face. Like, I'm 23 now, pretty sure, and yeah, I don't know. I just think if I had done all the things that I thought I needed to do when I was 16, 17, even 20 maybe, I wouldn't have the face that I have today. And I'd probably just be constantly trying to find something else, you know? I need this, I need that. And that kind of extends beyond makeup, you know? I think it's hard to have an opinion on these kind of things as well, because I think some people will see this as like anti-feminist or like anti, like, oh, you're just not pro women, like you're not pro like beauty choices. And I get that, I do, because at the end of the day, the whole point is for everyone to just do what they want. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't think that these opinions should be shut down. You know, if you're someone that is thinking about, you know, do I need this? Do I need that? And you're going to an external source and that person has influenced you to like put unnatural things, by the way, into your lips, into your face, into your body, whatever it is, just because you're kind of like chasing a feeling of perfection that honestly probably doesn't exist. And, you know, I feel like that can be negative. I'm not saying it is always. You know, I can appreciate that there's some women that have made that decision and they are like 1000% happy with that decision and they would never take it back. And, you know, it did give them confidence. It did make them feel more themselves. It did make them like come into their own beauty, into their own confidence. And I completely appreciate that. But I also feel like there's probably a lot of young girls or like women who are feeling like that are vulnerable, who kind of, you know, are being taken advantage of in that way because they now have this perception and feeling that they need to do that in order to feel good. I don't know. It's just hard. Part of feminism is also being allowed to have an opinion, guys, so don't even start with me right now. So just before I put on this, what's it called? This Dynasty cream by the Korean brand Beauty of Joseon. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Anyways, so my mum uses this brand and I was like, you know what, hey, let me give it a try, because the aloe water that I was using before, it has alcohol in it, and I'm just slowly trying to get rid. Well, to be honest, I don't think I have any products now, hopefully, that have any alcohol in it, or just like really harsh ingredients. I'm really trying to steer away from that. So yeah, I've been using this as my cream. You can like see that I've actually been using it because it's about to run out. So kind of sad. There we go. And I'm using this Revive Eye Serum. So this is with ginseng. Again, I love the fact that it's like a natural product. I'm really, you know, my mum's really into that as well, like herbal skincare, herbal makeup. So this is a gorgeous like yellow, which is a brightening color for most skin tones, I would say, especially darker complexions. And I just kind of put that under my eyes and let it kind of spread down a bit onto my hoods. Nothing too complicated, just like that, like, oof. So yeah, I'm definitely a big advocate for natural skincare. I've also been using a honey, sugar, and turmeric face mask, which I just make with those 3 ingredients. You can add water, or you can add more honey, like whatever like consistency you prefer. And again, that is like a natural brightener. So I use that. I feel like a lot of people know that by now, because there was like I feel like everyone was doing that a couple of years ago. And yeah, I do that maybe every couple weeks. Sometimes I do it more. If I have like an event, or if I have something, like if there's just like a day that I know that I'm going to want to take a picture of what I'm doing, or I'm filming, for example, I will do one the night before. And I love. Also, I've been doing henna on my lips, for like leaving it for like half an hour to kind of make this natural like dark. I haven't got it done now. This is literally just how my lips are naturally, but sometimes when I just want to go a few days where I can just like literally put my lip balm on and go, then that's what I'm doing. But yeah, you know, I just find the concept of makeup so interesting. And I feel like, especially in the creative industry now, people are really, and I know it's like not a new thing. I feel like in the 90s and the 2000s, a lot of fashion makeup was either like very, very natural, or completely wacky, like really out there, like kind of almost circus-like in a way. Now, I don't know whether I feel like as well, because of like the 2016 trend, which is kind of coming back as well, like back in the day, it was more like normal for people to wear like a full face of makeup and like different eyeshadow and using colors, using gems. I had a friend, and I won't mention her name, but I feel like she'll know who she is, who loved makeup. And I remember she would buy the Kylie lip kits and do little videos and stuff, and she was always doing like new eyeshadow looks, and I really like looked up to that. Like I really loved that, because I think at that time, again, like that was like the only time I had problems with my skin, right? And I was like, do you know what, I'm not wearing makeup at all. I'm not doing anything to make this worse than it is, kind of thing. That era has now paved a way where we can see more alternative and like bolder makeup looks in fashion and in the creative scene, but not in a way that is like extremely over the top or kind of I don't know, is the word like provocative? Maybe the word is provocative, honestly. Yeah, I feel like we're in a really nice middle ground. And now I have to mention this makeup artist. I've been following her for about 3 years. Her name's AOIFEARTIST. I'll put her Instagram here. I would die to just, okay, no, that's a bit dramatic. I would be so honored to have like, I don't know, like an hour consultation, or like just an hour with her to help her, like for her to help me understand like my face and my features, and like what's best to put on my face and the colors, and you know, how to kind of branch out without feeling like I'm really overdone. Because her looks, again, is really known for her like lip combos, and I'd say like pastely, I don't even know how to really describe her look and, you know, her method, because it's so unique. And yeah, her method and her style, it's just so unique, and I'm just so obsessed with the looks that she does. I'm gonna use this and this NYX SPF skin tint. Also, you'll notice I don't really like using brushes that often, like unless it's absolutely necessary. It's just not my thing. This is looking a little bit lighter than the shade I am right now. I forgot there's been a heat wave. No, it's fine. I can make it work. No, it's fine. Yeah. Is it gonna make me look a bit? No, I think I can make it work. Anyway. So yeah, I absolutely love her content. I absolutely love looking at the different, like, again, lip combos that she comes up with, or like eyeshadow combos. And again, because she's someone that struggles with her skin, she is like a big advocate for like using makeup in a way that feels good for you, you know, like not covering up imperfections, and kind of making it a fun ritual, not a, oh, there's something in my eye right now, kind of. I have such sensitive eyes as well. Like, I feel like at least, guys, what if I do my make, wait, hang on. Oh my days, I think there's something in my eye. Okay, I think it's out. Oh my gosh, I don't know, it kind of gets worse. Days. I'm not even joking though, guys. This probably happens to me like 3 times a day. Yeah, SPF in the eyes is not fun. Anyways, so yeah, she's a big advocate for just makeup that feels good as well, like not just looks good. And I don't know, I just like her subtlety. I think it's just, she branches out, but it's subtle, it's not overwhelming, it's not like, you know, these huge, big, what do you call it? It doesn't feel like the look has to be super, super bold. Like, she doesn't need to do like a full beat, you know? She kind of allows the makeup to find its own natural rhythm. Am I just chatting wass? Honestly, I honestly might be. Okay, also, this is like a weird thing that I saw, but I did see a girl who washes her face with water after she's put on like her main base product. And I've been trying it recently and I've genuinely seen a difference. So I'm gonna do that now. But so I think, honestly, it might just be a placebo, but I feel like it gets rid of the kind of excess that isn't taking to the skin very well, and also just adds in a nice bit of moisture where needed. So yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna let that breathe. I don't know, that looks better, right? Is it just me? I feel like it does. So yeah, and it's weird because even though I'm not a big makeup wearer, I found that, especially when I find like a new creator or you know, just a new creative that I watch or engage with their content, I do tend to search for their get ready with me's or like their makeup routine or their skincare routine. And I just find that funny because it's like, I don't wear makeup myself, but I feel like it can tell you a lot about a person, and it can kind of tell you a lot about how they think and feel of themselves when you can see women putting on makeup. And maybe that is why it's such a big ritual for us, because it's actually a lot more than what you look like. It's the ritual of it, and it's the, I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, I'm using this Anastasia, this like gel for your eyebrows. So I just use a tiny bit just so that I can kind of have them in my hairs. Again, because there's not that many of them, I have to be quite intentional when I do my eyebrows. So, because I don't want them to look overdone. So what I try to do is put on this kind of pomade gel because I feel like it's already darkened them a little bit. So now I can go in with my pomade without overdoing it and looking absolutely scary. Because there's been times... Anyway, let's just not get into it. So yeah, I'm going to do my eyebrows. Try to be, again, quite specific with them. And I'm going to use this mirror so I'm not all up in your face trying to do them. Ugh, I've got glitter in my makeup bag, and so sometimes when I'm using products, I just get glitter everywhere. Yeah, I feel like it does tell you a lot about a woman, the way that she does her makeup, the products that she uses, you know, the kind of environments that she likes to wear makeup as well. Because I think for me, I'm really anti-makeup when makeup is kind of required or the norm. I went to an Eid party recently and I'm pretty sure I went barefaced. I don't think I did anything. I literally just put some moisturizer on and I don't know. I don't think I even did my eyebrows. I just put on that clear brow gel thing and maybe put some mascara and some lip balm, you know? And I don't have like perfect complexion. I have like a huge birthmark on my face, you know, which I don't really notice anymore, to be honest. And I think people that see me on a regular basis probably don't notice it anymore either. But I was just, I don't know, I already felt so overdressed anyway, because I don't mind wearing a dress and heels, like, but I wouldn't say it's like my go-to. I like to be very comfortable as well. And for me, I just like a baggy trouser and like a small little top. So yeah, like I really don't like if I was going to a party, I would heavily avoid wearing too much makeup, right? Whatever that is for you. For me, it's like, you know, I wouldn't want to be putting foundation. I haven't worn foundation in a really long time. I don't really like foundation, mainly because I don't like the way it feels. I mean, even this SPF is so thin, and I've basically wiped half of it off anyway. And even that, I feel like warm. I don't know. I don't love the way it feels. I just feel like there's so many natural things you can do before to enhance. But I do also appreciate that you kind of have to go through the ritual of trying different trends and trying different products and trying different styles before you find what is actually for you. And like I said, I'm 23, and I would say I probably only started becoming extremely comfortable with my face maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I'd probably say then is when I was like, I don't need to put anything on my face. I'm happy with it. You know, I'm happy with it even when there's like spots and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like there's sometimes where I feel like, oof, maybe I should put some makeup on. You know, I feel like that's a natural feeling. Everyone's gonna feel like that, you know? No one's perfect. Like, for New Year's, I went out with some friends in where I grew up, and my best friend, she is very like in her, I would say she's very in her feminine energy, whereas I feel like I'm more masculine in some ways. And she like is so good at doing her makeup, and she really thrives when she's like put together. Like I can physically see it in her body. Like it's part of her confidence ritual, you know? It's more than the way that she looks on the outside. It's how she, you know, gets to be on the inside. And she has like a really pretty friend, and for New Year's, she texted me like, yeah, like we're just gonna do like something really like just something simple, like just go to a bar. They were drinking. I just had a whatever, I don't drink, so. And they were like, yeah, like I think that like we're just gonna wear like cute dress and heels. And so I was like, okay, cute dress and heels. I was like, that's fine, I'll just wear like my baggy trousers. And I literally wore this top and some heeled boots, and I was like, yeah, that will do, that's fine, mate. Oh my days, I literally stood next to them. I was like, bro, I look like someone's lost child. I genuinely look like someone's lost child in a supermarket. And I don't know, like they just looked so glamorous. And so there are some situations where I was like, oof, I've literally, I don't even know if I've got mascara on right now. Do you know what I mean? But again, like they just have a different beauty aesthetic to me. Like I said, I'm just try to be as natural as possible. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, the other end as well. Like I said in the beginning, different women have different ways of feeling confident on the outside as well as the inside. I think that's it. I try to do it quite lightly and again, like quite natural. Is this okay? I mean, it looks a bit crazy at the moment because I haven't done any eyelashes and so, but then again, it doesn't. This is just a way that like society, I don't know. And it's money as well, isn't it? Like think about how many businesses would, you know, the beauty industry is big. It's really big. And, you know, on that point, I'm debating whether to put a tiny bit of concealer underneath my eyes just to brighten them, like so slightly. Yeah, this is another thing I was going to say. I think it's a great time to be an MUA in the industry right now. If you're looking to, you know, work with big brands like Chanel, Dior, you know, if you're looking to break into the creative world, I think if you are a hairstylist or a makeup artist, there's a lot of opportunity. There really, really is. Because again, I feel like we're definitely just moving into an era where it's gonna become more and more important. Maybe not in the ways that it has been already. And you can even see it now. I mean, okay, I'm not a big fan of like the Kardashians and Kylie Jenner. Sorry, don't come for me. But, you know, whatever her brand is, and Rhode, you know, unfortunately, we are influenced like by the top. And if you see how they are really like reshaping how beauty feels, you know, do you know what it is? I feel like beauty is finally being seen through the lens of the female gaze. Does that make sense? Like maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, whenever it was, yeah, 10 years ago, 2016 and stuff, I feel like the beauty standard then wasn't what women wanted. Does that make sense? It felt like it was more for the male gaze, you know? It was like kind of over the top and really like provocative, you know? It was like creased eyes and, you know, dark liner and, you know, ombre lips, like, you know, 3 different products on your lips, like very seductive. Like I feel like it was very sexy. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that era. I can appreciate that era. And, you know, there's some faces and there's some people that really suit that kind of style of makeup. But I feel like now we're kind of reclaiming it, not in a way that it's like, oh, okay, I have to like get dressed up and kind of, you know, be made up for society. Now it's about being made up for yourself, and it's about kind of giving back to yourself and choosing products that feel good and that actually work, not just like, you know, products that are being sold to you by a famous person. Anyways, let me not say any more on that. I don't want to be mean, but yeah. What is there really more to do? This is the other thing as well. I don't know, I just find it boring. I know some people love it, but after a while, it's just like, I'm sick of looking at my face. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. I'm not really sure what's supposed to come next. I mean, maybe a bit of blending. I can solve that with some blush. So, and if I do my lips as well. Usually once I've done my lips, and, you know, I'm okay with that. This is a risk. Sometimes I put blush on and I love it, and then other times I'm like, you look like a clown. And I feel like, you know, lower blush for me is, so I tend to just do it like that. Let's, you know, that this is a day that I actually enjoy the way it looks and not get all freaked out like, oh, my face. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of what I wanted to speak about today, really. It's just, look, can you see? You're definitely going to catch little bits of glitter just on my face. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also just, it's definitely a sensory thing. You know, that's another reason why I don't love wearing too much, because I feel like I touch my face quite a lot in the day, and I'm yeah. So I feel like then after a while, I'm just like, this feels itchy, this feels uncomfortable. I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. I'm gonna put on a tiny bit of mascara. I'm honestly just trying to like make this a decent get ready with me, you know? Anywho. But yeah, I don't know if that also, I do sometimes use an eyelash curler, but I can't be bothered. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm genuinely bored of this now. I just don't want to do this anymore. But, you know, I'm gonna finish the video because I'm just such a good micro-influencer. This is how much I care about you. Oh my days. Do you know what I watched today? I watched Madeline Argy's, or RG, whatever her name is. I watched her Coachella vlog. I actually missed that girl. I feel like I did not watch a lot of her videos for a long time. I don't know why I do that. It's like I find someone, I get so obsessed with them, and then I watch them for like a week straight, and then I just forget they exist. And I'm like, oh, hey babe, forgot about you. Who else have I been watching recently? I've been watching Cheyenne Castellano. So what's it called? I watched The Summer I Turned Pretty like recently, and I was obviously getting like loads of reels and posts about the cast. And then I saw her because she's one of the lead's like partners in real life. And oh, what is that? Oh, sorry, that is just gonna bug me. I've got to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. And yeah, she at the time when I found her, they were living in Bali, and so she was doing like really light makeup, like makeup that she could swim in, makeup that she could like breathe in, you know. And I loved those videos of hers because I feel like she has a similar face to me in a way. That sounds weird, like, because if you see her, you're like, girl, you do not look the same. But in terms of like face shape and like cheekbones and things like that, I feel like she has a very, and even like her complexion, like, okay, yeah, I'm black and she's like tanned, but even that, I feel like we have a similar undertone. And so I really like watching her like do like her blush, and you know how she does her blush like slightly lower, and you know just how she just does like mascara and doesn't really do a lot of like liner and stuff. And people kind of come at her for like her brows and stuff, that like people say that she's like got brow blindness. But it's so weird. It's like the more I watch her, the more I'm like, you have such a perfect face, you know? Anyways, and then I also watched, shout out to the friend that recommended me to watch Off Campus. I watched that recently, and again, the main actress, Ella Bright. I watched her Get Ready With Me with Elior or something like that. I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell ya. But that was cute as well. Like, again, like, it's just nice to see. I also love, because I think she grew up in England, so you see her using like more British products. And I don't know, I really loved that she was kind of using like high street products as well. I feel like that's another thing, is like I do get that sometimes more money does genuinely mean more quality. Like, I understand that. But I do think that the makeup industry is still quite accessible, you know? You don't have to have a ton of money or spend a load of money to find products that really, really work for you. And I think, I don't know, I think that's good. I also watched Kate Moss's Get Ready With Me with Vogue, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's Vogue, I don't know. And she was using her little GUASHA as well. And what else was she using? I think she's got her own brand, from what I could gather, because she kept mentioning some brand and I didn't know what it was. So, not that I know a lot of beauty brands and stuff. Does that look okay? You probably can't notice a difference. That's the thing as well, is that, can you? I don't know. Guys, can you? Can you notice a difference? Probably not. Subtle differences, babe. That's what matters. Yeah, my lip line is really, really blunt. So that's a bit of not a good thing. But I'm going to try to not cut myself and do a bit of... I don't really know how that happened though, because I swear before it was like... It was really sharp and I don't know what's happened. Anyway. Yeah, this is, I don't know, this is definitely more of a casual episode. I just thought it would be fun, but I knew that if I like just did makeup and just tried to like talk through my routine, that I would kind of get bored. And so I wanted to kind of just talk about like my perspective of it, especially in, you know, in the industry. And I really think it's taking a good turn. Like, a lot of the job openings I see, like for freelance stuff, you know, people are like constantly looking for MUAs, and particularly looking for MUAs who know how to do like black hair and black skin, because let's be honest, even though, you know, it's a lot better than it was 10 years ago, it's still pretty bad. Like, I really, really struggle to find creators who even have remotely the same kind of skin tone and undertones as me. Like, I think it's really difficult to find mixed people. You know, it's either that you're like a honey color, or you've got a really dark, deep, like berry skin, or you've got like white skin. You know, I feel like it's really hard to find those in betweens, even still now. And maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but I also like, I prefer to watch real people and like influencers. So I would be much more inclined to choose someone, I guess, like me, than to choose a video done by someone who probably is being paid to talk about the products that they're using, doesn't even use them in real life, and or just has like, I don't know, using other products off screen, you know, just basically like people that aren't being authentic. So I try to steer away from that, which limits a lot of the content that I can watch and a lot of the people that I can draw experience from. I'm looking for that. It's right in front of me. That's really annoying. My shower's dripping. What am I doing right now? Oh yeah, I'm looking for my, where is it? Where are you? Okay, I'm gonna just gel my edges down a little bit. Not too much. Again, try to have it natural. Oopsie. Okay, that's probably fine. I should have done this before I put makeup on. I've got to be careful because I don't want it to get all like gross, like mixing with the makeup on my face. Yeah, I don't know. I think makeup is so interesting. Like, it's interesting. I want to learn more about it, and I really want to learn more about the history of it, because I think, you know, it's just interesting that, like, why are people drawn to it, you know? Because I feel like, yes, in some ways, like most things, it is quite performative. It's something that people do to fit in. It's something that people do to change how they look and to kind of camouflage and feel comfortable in their camouflage. But at the same time, I feel like it really represents a lot about, like, your inner being and, like, your soul and how you really see yourself and how you view the world. And I don't know, I think it's, and also I'm just always intrigued by, not intrigued, but I think I'm kind of humbled by the fact that a lot of my ancestors and just women in general before me that were restricted and didn't have the same freedoms, you know, I feel almost like sometimes you owe it to them to make yourself feel good and to feel pretty. And if you get there by doing this, then I think that's a positive thing, you know? Yeah, I think it's good to exercise free will. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. It's pretty low maintenance, natural. I haven't put any powders on. Well, really, I've used a liquid blush because, again, I try to make it seem a little bit more natural. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely not there yet with my makeup routine, as in, like, perfection. But I'm happy with this. I think this is cute. It's very natural. It's very me, which is what matters. So anyway, have fun today, guys, whatever you're doing, whenever you're watching this. Hopefully it was a little bit insightful and I didn't just completely waffle and get distracted. That's the first time I've ever... No, I did it with the Ramadan episode where I was drawing, but that's really, like, a lot less to think about. This was a lot going on, and I don't know whether I should, like, show you what I'm looking at right now, but let's just say there's going to be a lot of cleanup, mate, because I'm not really sure what's happening in this sink. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to go now.